sales is the most lucrative skill in the world, period. The problem is most sales advice out there today is outdated, cheesy, and can even keep you from getting the deals that can make all the difference in your career. This is the No BS Sales School, a podcast for entrepreneurs and salespeople who want to master the skill of selling without all the BS. Today, I want to talk about a couple things. One, I want to talk to you about a workshop that I'm doing later on this week on Thursday, May the 4th. And then I'm going to talk about probably 4 or 5 reasons why I don't believe that AI will replace good consultative salespeople. Let's talk about the workshop first. A lot of people come to me and they're frustrated because they get used for their free information. They spend a ton of time doing proposals. They end up getting shopped. Or they feel like they're just, they're doing what everybody else does. Somebody asks them for a proposal and they give them a damn proposal and their odds of winning are not as good as they'd like for them to be. So my workshop is called Paid to Pitch. I did something similar to this about 6 months ago. We had a great turnout and got a lot of good reviews from it. We had several people that came to that workshop that used things that they learned there, and they told me they got like 100 and 500% returns on the money they spent. So part of that, because the workshop was cheap, which is going to be this time too, worth your hour. If you're struggling with that kind of stuff, if you want to find out how to get paid for your proposals, come to this workshop on Thursday. So what you do is if you just email me, walker@walkermckay.com, and put in the headline workshop, I'll send you a link. You can get it. I think it's like $47, something dumb like that. Come to the workshop. Enjoy. If you can't come to the workshop, we'll have the recording of it for sale on my website in a couple of weeks after that. So anyway, but come if you can. It's going to be live, and I hope it'll be interesting for you. And if you use what we tell you, if you do what we tell you to do, you'll get a tremendous return on the money and the time you spent. So, all right, let's move on to the main function of today. I've been asked a bunch, and I've got a lot of opinions about, is AI going to take over sales? Are we even going to have jobs anymore? And my initial answer is, who freaking knows? Right? I am not one to predict the future. Well, excuse me. I predict the future before. I'm rarely right. So just get that out of the way to start with. But here's what I believe. There are probably 5. I came up with 5 reasons why AI is probably not going to take over consultative sales jobs. Now, let's back this down a little bit. If your job right now is answering the phone and asking people how many they want, right? Or just people are calling you, you're filling orders. I think that could be replaced by AI at some time in the, next couple of years. I mean, right now we're seeing a lot of customer service on the internet, customer service online is chatbots, right? They're stuff and they can answer your questions. I think that will get more sophisticated. And I think a lot of customer service can be turned over to artificial intelligence. But the more consultative things, more complicated, more expensive, I think that's going to be harder to, quote, replace us. I will also tell you that the way you don't get replaced is to continue to grow, to adapt to the new world. If you think about how Walmart, 25 years ago, was going to be the killer of all local retail, nobody was going to be able to sell anything locally anymore because Walmart was coming in to kill the town. Now, they did kill a lot of retailers. They did. They put a bunch of businesses out of business. But there were those that adapted and those that sprang up after Walmart came to town. They did great. Walmart's not the right place for everybody. Some people like me freaking hate it. I'll do whatever I can to avoid it. Right? Well, then 20 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, 10 years ago, Amazon became the Walmart killer. Oh, this is going to kill Walmart. Nobody has to go to that shithole anymore, blah, blah, blah. Well, Amazon sells a lot of shit. Right. And again, they've had an impact on local retailers and probably had an impact on Walmart. But guess what? People have adapted. Business did not go away. Same is going to be true with the impact of artificial intelligence on consultative sales. I came up with 5 reasons. The first one is you can't build a damn relationship with artificial intelligence. They don't know who you are. Right? You've got relationships built on empathy. It's based on trust and understanding. And also, you can build a relationship with something with emotional intelligence, for God's sake. right? You can't build a relationship with your laptop or whatever whatever it is you're talking to. It's not the same. Number two, in our business, in the B2B space with stuff expensive and complicated, a lot of what we're doing is problem solving, right? Digging deep to figure out what's the real problem and how do we solve it, which often takes creative thought. It takes a deep understanding of our customers, our clients, and it takes, creativity. None of which is built into AI. None of which is built into Chat GPT, right? It's all a program and language. There is no creative thought there. It can't think outside the box. It is the freaking box, right? Same is true with customization. There's not, at this point, as far as I'm aware, AI is not sophisticated enough to customize a product because it'll never understand your industry or exactly your company or your customer's company as well as you can by getting down and understanding the emotional impacts of what's really going on inside a company and to understand the complete thing of what's really going on, right? The computer ain't gonna get that. The next thing is, and this seems kind of obvious, there's no personal touch, right? AI, maybe it remembers your birthday or some bullshit like that, right? But there's no empathy. And I keep going back to that. You cannot program empathy that anybody's going to buy into. You're not going to be able to understand, AI is not be able to understand the client situation and be able to offer any kind of emotional support, which I know sounds ridiculous. But with your deeper long-term clients, you get to know those people. They trust you. And trust, here's the fifth one, right? How the hell do you build trust with a computer? How the hell do you build trust with a program? You don't, because trust comes from, it's necessary for long-term relationships, of course, but it's built on honesty and integrity and transparency. And AI can't replace that. You can also never be face-to-face with artificial intelligence. I mean, maybe I guess they could put like a max headroom or something on there, but it's never going to be the same. Will it change our jobs? Sure, right? Give us more tools to use. Will some people be put out of business? Yes. The ones that do not change, do not grow, and they put their head down. Y'all remember my father 25 years ago, 30 years, I don't know how to cut on a computer, right? And that was kind of a badge of honor. I don't know nothing about no AI, artificial intelligence. You're going to hear that. And those people we put by the wayside, right? They won't be there. We got to learn to use this product ourselves to make us better. But all AI can do is answer questions in the way that it knows to answer questions. Guess what salespeople are supposed to do? Ask questions, right? And respond to what we hear from our prospect, right? To continue to clarify and dig deeper and find out, is this really a problem? To figure out, is there an emotional, compelling reason why somebody needs to fix? If there's not, no fix. I don't believe, from what I have seen, that there's any AI now, or even in the future. Well, of course, future's a long way to know, long way to go. But right now, they're nowhere near that shit. I think human beings will always be valuable in the sales process for the reasons I mentioned. I think if you want to look at it this way, right? There were lots of headlines about, a couple of years ago about these freaking, these AI, artificial intelligence sex dolls, right? And there are a lot of people who were very excited about the artificial intelligence sex dolls. Well, I think maybe that works for some people. I think it's creepy as shit. And I think that will be the same thing that people find with AI. Maybe for some, it takes over all their needs. But for most of us, that's going to be creepy as shit. We'd rather deal with human beings. I'm Walker McKay with No BS Sales. Go get them.
Thanks for listening to the No BS Sales School podcast. If you haven't already, please take 1 minute to write a quick review for the show. It really does make a huge difference. Also, subscribe to the show and please forward this episode to somebody else who needs to hear it. As a bonus for listening, I'm going to give you access to a free mini course, 7 expensive sales mistakes you're making and what you can do about it. Go to www.7salesmistakes.com and get access to the free mini course. That's the number 7salesmistakes.com. Thanks again for listening to the No BS Sales School podcast.